Royal Court is now in session. Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good.
That's fantastic. Alright, Mr. Atticus, would you like to call out your first witness? Yes, I would. Mr. Ewell, will you please come to the stand? Mr. Ewell, could you tell me what happened on the day you claimed that your daughter was raped?
I was coming home from work and I was walking towards my house and I see this colored man yonder running out of my house like a madman. And I went to go and check and I found out my daughter was raped by Tom Robinson.
Now, I have a paper that says she's been beaten, choked, she has a bruise on her eye. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you bother to call the doctor?
No, sir.
No further questions. Now, Mr. Atticus, would you like to call out your next witness? Yes, sir. Mayella Ewell, will you please come to the stand? Could you please tell us what happened on the day you claimed that you were raped?
Well, I was home and I saw Tom Robinson walking, so I asked him to do something for a nickel. So I went inside and I turned around and he was on top of me and I couldn't do anything and he beat me and choked me.
Now, would you please identify the man who raped you?
Right there down yonder.
Is this the man who raped you?
Yes.
How?
Well, I don't quite remember.
You don't remember?
No.
You have testified that he beat you, choked you, and took advantage of you. You never said that he snuck up behind you and knocked you out cold, but you turned around, and there he was. You want to tell us what's really going on?
I got something to say. You beat me, choked me, and if you don't believe me, you're all maggots.
When is this case gonna be over?
Just be patient, child. The case is almost over. It's been 2 hours since it's been going on. They need to have one more suspect and the court is pretty much gonna be over.
Tom Robinson, will you please come to the stand? Tell me what happened on the day that you were claimed that you raped Mayella Ewell.
I was walking by the house, like I usually do, and she told me to come and cut some charcoal, like the usual days. But then I didn't see no charcoal, so she told me to come inside the house and said she needed a door that needs to be fixing. I looked at the door. There's nothing wrong with it. And then I turned around to go get something on the shelf for her. And then I turned around before I get off the chair and jump. She's all grabbing me by the waist and hugging me. And then I knocked down the chair, and then she's getting on top of me and starts kissing me like a madman. And, Your Honor, I kept fighting, no punching, nothing. I just pushed her away and then started running away. Mr. Ewell came and I started to use my black powers and trying to run.
So you didn't rape Mayella Ewell?
No, Your Honor.
No further questions, Tom.
To begin with, this case should never have come to trial. The state has not produced one iota of medical evidence that the crime Tom Robinson is charged with ever took place. It has relied instead upon the testimony of 2 witnesses whose evidence has not only been called into serious question on cross-examination, but has been flatly contradicted by the defendant. There is circumstantial evidence to indicate that Mayella Ewell was beaten savagely by someone who led almost exclusively with his left. And Tom Robinson now sits before you, having taken the oath with the only good hand he possesses, his right. I have nothing but pity in my heart for the chief witness for the state. She is the victim of cruel poverty and ignorance. But my pity does not extend so far as to her putting a man's life at stake, which she has done in an effort to get rid of her own guilt. Oh, I say guilt, gentlemen, because it was guilt that motivated her. She's committed no crime. She has merely broken a rigid and time-honored code of our society. A code so severe that whoever breaks it is hounded from our midst, is unfit to live with. She must destroy the evidence of her offense. But what was the evidence of her offense? Tom Robinson, a human being. She must put Tom Robinson away from her. Tom Robinson was to her a daily reminder of what she did. Now, what did she do? She tempted a Negro. She was white, and she tempted a Negro. She did something that in our society is unspeakable. She kissed a black man, not an old uncle, but a strong, young Negro man. No code mattered to her before she broke it, but it came crashing down on her afterwards. The witnesses for the state, with the exception of the sheriff of Lincoln County, have presented themselves to you gentlemen, to this court, in the cynical confidence that their testimony would not be doubted. Confident that you gentlemen would go along with them on the assumption, the evil assumption, that all Negroes lie, all Negroes are basically immoral beings, all Negro men are not to be trusted around our women. An assumption that one associates with minds of their caliber, and which is in itself, gentlemen, a lie, which I do not need to point out to you. And so, a quiet, humble, respectable Negro who has had the unmitigated temerity to feel sorry for a white woman has had to put his word against two white people's. The defendant is not guilty, but somebody in this courtroom is. Now, gentlemen, in this country, our courts are the great levelers. In our courts, all men are created equal. I'm no idealist to believe firmly in the integrity of our courts and of our jury system. That's no ideal to me. That is a living, working reality. Now, I am confident that you gentlemen will review without passion the evidence that you have heard, come to a decision, and restore this man to his family. In the name of God, do your duty. In the name of God, believe Tom Robinson.
As the jury reached a verdict,
Yeah, I find that punk over there guilty.
in that case, Tom Robinson is guilty.